Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Wow, wow. We're doing fine. There's nothing to see here. This is great. This is one of the reasons I use my nice camera, because hell yeah, you can still see him just fine. Rusty Robot would be way too powerful. I don't know what that was. Why are we zooming in so close? He says as he zooms in super close to the camera. Hi. Hi guys. It's okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Wow, wow. We're doing fine. There's nothing to see here. This is great. This is one of the reasons I use my nice camera, because hell yeah, you can still see him just fine. Rusty Robot would be way too powerful. I don't know what that was. Why are we zooming in so close? He says as he zooms in super close to the camera. Hi. Hi guys. It's okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Wow, wow. We're doing fine. There's nothing to see here. This is great. This is one of the reasons I use my nice camera, because hell yeah, you can still see him just fine. Rusty Robot would be way too powerful. I don't know what that was. Why are we zooming in so close? He says as he zooms in super close to the camera. Hi. Hi guys. It's okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Wow, wow. We're doing fine. There's nothing to see here. This is great. This is one of the reasons I use my nice camera, because hell yeah, you can still see him just fine. Rusty Robot would be way too powerful. I don't know what that was. Why are we zooming in so close? He says as he zooms in super close to the camera. Hi. Hi guys. It's okay. Hello. As always, setting up the last bits. Oh, good thing we do this live. Hands? No. Hands? Oh, there it goes. My leap motion wasn't booting up. Hands? Hands. All right. And to really start the fun off, that one. Oh. Well, that is curious. Nope, that makes complete sense. That interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. That makes complete sense. Why? There we go. Oh. I will get into that as soon as I set this up. There we go. Let's see. Interesting. That is interesting. It's something I definitely need to adjust as I finagle my trackers into place here. See, entertainment here. Okay. Trackers. Full reset for sure. We go. There we go. Chiropractic. Put my earpiece back in so I can hear myself. No. So I can hear my music. Okay. You know, I was kind of wondering. First of all, there we go. I was kind of wondering why I wasn't able to crouch. You know, to like bend over as much as I thought I was. Twist, bend. Actually, why am I bending to the side? Let's examine this real quick here. Oh yeah. Okay. Hip tracker, which way are you? It is mounted to the front. No, that looks right. Interesting. But there we go. So what I was thinking is when I rewrote the code for getting the tracking data in, I had to go in and edit things so that we could walk and talk at the same time. Because see, we can walk and talk. We could always walk and talk, but now we can use tracking and mostly use controller stuff. It works better on a wider open area. The factory works. Okay. We're walking, we're talking. I'm just gonna be like holding up one hand and waving because I gotta use the other hand. And use the other hand to actually move myself, see? So it looks a little stilted. Because we're a work in progress. But we can move our head around. Talk, emote. Before, the most I could do was get the blend shapes to work. So like the eyes, the mouth. I always want to see mouth stuff, and it just... That means something else entirely, doesn't it? We are a family-friendly, more or less, stream here. So saying mouth stuff. You gotta take me at face value here. I'm just an innocent little robot guy on the internet here. Just an innocent little robot guy on the internet. Yes. I should make a toggle to turn that guy in the corner off. Just because I can go over to OBS and make him disappear, but I do have a lot of buttons that I can use, and I can just... So when I'm having, intense conversations with you guys, he's not like there. For for the moment, I think we'll just click. Where is he? Spout. Now it's just you and me, and we can have these conversations. These very important conversations. Yeah. Okay. So the tracking. If you notice, we're a little. We've got this nice standing pose now instead of just a pose, right? Or a T pose even. But our walking is a little stilted. Yeah, it's a little stilted. A little zombie shuffle going on, which, you know, is fine. We do default to A pose now when the hands aren't within tracking. In other words, when the operator is typing on the keyboard and we're just out of view of the leap motion here. I have to add that in. That's a cool idea. Turn the page in my notebook here. Add that in. I'm going to have a pop-up, a toggle. Hello, Nick. I just thought of something. I want to have a toggle, I suppose, or something, a trigger, where it pops up my IRL setup in 3D. Not quite as intense as Dead Sun has, but it's like, oh, what does your setup look like? I'll just hit a button on the keyboard or redeem or whatever, and it'll pop up, you know, my monitors, my tracking phone, the leap. I think that'd be probably beneficial when explaining things. Just be like, poof, here's the stuff. It could even just be like gray boxes, right? A gray box that just says monitor. Or we could go as intense as having stream be right in front of us, which we can do. If I had it enabled, bam, there. This Skyline, this is what my setup looks like. It looks just like this. Just like this. Man, I love this every time. Every time we're too close and we're showing the stream within the stream. Look. We can plop one of these down wherever we want. It doesn't have to be in the other areas. The infinite void. And if it's at a goofy angle, we can do this. You know, this is pretty cool. I'm going to screenshot this. Bam. Yeah, this is one of the cooler shapes that we've come up with here. Oh, and we can reposition it now. Nice, huh? Look at it. We can reposition it. Yeah. Look at this color separation though. That is nice. Oh, there you go. You can see now you can see the cursor's chromatic aberration breakdown. And then it gets more and more and more and more as we go. Mirror within a mirror is greeny black. You know, we could go like this too. Ooh. Still turns out magenta at the very end though. I like it. Okay. Oh, wait, what is my screen doing? Jesus. There we go. Okay. How is the audio? Pull up the tracker here. Pull up. I don't have Twitch here. Come on. Stream Manager. Okay, how is the audio? It's a little loud. It's a little. This is what happens when I use Winamp for actual music listening. Yeah, that is really loud. Why is that so loud? How about now? How about now? Testing, testing. I think Winamp is just jealous that it's not on the screen. Winamp. There, now how are we doing? Good enough. That'll have to be good enough. All right. So how are we all doing on this possibly in between holidays day? How are we all doing? I've had a day. Let's get away from the infinite void here. Is it gonna follow us wherever we go? No, it's not gonna follow us. We are slightly uncalibrated though. We should fix that. And also, I think I never got around to fixing these shelves. They look a little large. Slime. How many copies of slime? Oh, I have too many copies of slime. You. Reset. There we go. Yeah, we had a fierce winter storm come through, so today was a snow day. And daycare was closed for the holidays, so we had our little monsters here for 5 days in a row. I was tempted to call off stream as just a exhaustion, but I needed a change of scenery. But yes, but here we are. Okay, so oh shoot, I was gonna write down something. Next was, what was I gonna write down? 1229. What was I going to write down? It was something to do with this. I'm just going to put a dot. Something. Well, that's curious. So I did work on a few things outside of stream. I did work on just a couple things. Let's go find them. Here. Oh man. Also, I was fixing something and I got a boo-boo on my pointer finger. Thankfully not the mouse pointer finger, but the other pointer finger. So now typing. A side note. Sharp drill bits are sharp. Yes. Sharp drill bits are sharp. Okay. You can still see outside the window the screen going. See, there's the green from these screens way out there. Yeah, I'll put that on pause. I need a way to. That's one of the things we're going to work on tonight. I need a way to destroy those. Destroy instances, which is super easy. It's just a destroy. Because I can instantiate them. I can pop in a screen anywhere now. But I don't have anything built in to destroy them. And they're not resource heavy. I'm surprised they hadn't crashed, even when I did the fun experiment of putting like, 100 of them on the screen. So there was that. But check this out. Check this out. Check this out. If you look, these two monitors are doing different things. I think this one's playing the channel trailer, and this one is just playing a clip of the robot. They're still both green tinged. I should separate that out. I should separate that out too as an override. But that is what they're doing. They're material overrides to put in a different video. And I made taking the clickable objects further, interacting with the environment, making things clickable. To take it further, look at that. Yeah, we can click the monitors on and off now. One of these, I didn't do all of them. I didn't do all of them yet. I think this one. What are you doing? Are you doing the stream? This one might be doing the stream. Nope, this one's playing a different clip. I thought it would be the stream. Oh, that looks interesting in green. I like this one. I like this trailer right here. Trailer? Clip. Clip. I like this clip right here. And it looks so good in the actual colors, the original colors. Something I need to put on the to-do list is sound design. And that's something I'm kind of hesitant to do. I'm a little hesitant to bring in sound design into all of this. Because what is it going to be? Me as I'm walking going clip, clop, clip, clop. Well, not a horse, but it makes that default shuffly foot sound, right? Would like, as you get closer to like a trailer or a clip, to hear the audio of that. Would it be too much? Would it be too much? Another thing, I'm looking forward to springtime when the furnace won't be running all the time down here. It is cold outside. It is winter storm. Winter storm yesterday and today. So the furnace is running. And so I have noise canceling on. I was just getting used to having good audio. Or, well, better audio. Better audio. How did I do that? Better audio that doesn't clip off my words. Certain words. I gotta hold on. My USB devices are fighting for dominance here. There we go. Hand tracking is back. Yes, hand tracking is back. Yeah, audio design in this project is especially I could see having some kind of audio when I'm doing dev stuff because there's nothing else going on, right? It's just music. Might have to put a pin in that. Okay. But what else did I do? We can now turn on and off some of the things. Also, the clock moves now. It's not current time. It is in-game time. I did put a rotation script on the hands. After being fooled for a bit. Back into the editor here. Let's go find ourselves. Okay, so Oh no, I have my gizmos just off screen. Do I want to move it? Yeah, we're a little off for some reason anyways. So if you look right here, let's pick the clock. Why not? That would make sense for what I'm talking about here. Okay. So there's different methods of rotating, or different pivot points. So this makes sense. It's the pivot. However, default settings in Unity set to center. This is just for the gizmos in the editor. But the annoying thing was, I'm like, why is this rotating? Why is, my rotate of a clock of this asset in the middle? So I tried grouping it and everything. It's like, why is it still? Why is it still in the middle? Why is it still in the middle? It doesn't make any sense. But then I Googled it, and lo and behold, you can center or to the object's pivot point, which is where I should have had it the whole time. I probably hit a hotkey at some point. So little noob tip. I won't even call it pro tip. It's a noob tip. Just a tip. Okay, so let's get our editor back to editorialness. Oh, look at the fun stuff in my asset folder here. Oh, here's the video clips. So here's the trailer that is playing right there, except with a green tint. I don't see this one. I probably did a bad and dropped it in the wrong folder. Nope, it's right here. Okay, I thought that was my background, my default background, but no, it's the clip right there. My just chatting background. And this one is right there. So see, I'm doing a good thing. I'm not just linking stuff strewn all about my hard drives. So, oh my gosh, Twitch comes up with the most amazing file names on rare occasions. So check this out. Can you see it down there? Yeah, you can see it down there. It's from almost a year ago. Almost a year ago, I did a calibration test here. Difficult, fragile battery nom nom. How perfect is that for the robot's calibration test? Difficult, fragile battery nom nom. Just every now and then. Every now and then. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So I was going to work on the project and also the robot today. And that got canned by snow day. And my children being absolute gremlins, well, pretty good. Either really good or absolute gremlins, because they've been home for 5 days in a row. Holidays falling in the middle of a week is just oof. Okay, so as we watch the sands of the hourglass, darn, that doesn't work. How's it go? As sand through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives. That saying really doesn't work if it's not an hourglass. So that was, days of our lives, or as my grandparents referred to it as their detective shows, because they didn't watch soap operas, they watched detective shows. Yes. Oh, and tracking is just a little bit. Come here, hand tracking. Still need to prop up the leap motion. There, just that slight angle makes a big difference. Okay. So what else did we do? I should have, you know, just working on stuff off camera. I need a better change log. Okay. I worked on. Sad it wasn't Happy Days. Happy Days of Our Lives. No, if Happy Days was a detective show, I mean, if it was an actual detective show, that'd be good. But if it was a lurid soap opera, maybe not so much. No, there was Days of Our Lives and As the World Turns. My mom watched As the World Turns, which was set in Illinois, not too far from Wisconsin. Probably Chicagoland area. I don't know. I know it had a countryside family, so probably not Chicagoland. Spawn instantiate monitors and then connect them. Oh, I'm looking at my notes. Yes, we need a way to get rid of monitors. Yes, I think that is one of the priorities. Get rid of monitors. So right now we can move them around. Let's go to. Okay, we can even move them around from way out here. Or we can't move them around. We can pivot them. And their pivot is in the center. That's why it's not all funky, but we can't close them. So what I'm going to do is add like the channel tuner knobs. The channel tuner would be good too. Channel tuner? Channel tuner? Channel chain? Yeah, something. Put that right there, put a thing in the bottom. I should make it look like either an old TV or haha. I think I'm gonna make it look more like an old TV than just this monitor. This is my monitor that's sitting behind me, hooked up to old Commodore. I saw the Commodore Ultimate. They've been shipping, so that's kind of cool. Except now, you know, my stock of used Commodore 60. Well, there's no new Commodore 60. My stock of Commodore 64s are now worth, you know, pretty much nothing because you can just buy a new one. How much is one? How much is? I am legitimately curious. How much is a Commodore Ultimate 64? $300. That's, you know, for a niche collectible item, that's not terrible. I expected them to be like 700. Huh. A faithful recreation of the original motherboard on FPGA hardware. Okay, so they're not using the chipset that's in this lovely thing. I don't blame them. Although you can like field strip one of these and replace the little chips in it, because some of the chips were notorious to go if your power supply brick went. Yeah. Okay, why is my tracking think my hands are goofy? Okay, but yes. So this monitor, which we have faithfully-ish recreated, somewhere. There. Faithfully-ish recreated. Right here. Come on. Why? This must be why I don't put the leap motion at an angle, because it keeps doing this. That is it. 100% what it is. Okay. Stop that. But yes, so this little guy is this guy, more or less. But if we do If we do the TV version of it, it would have like 2 dials. I don't know if you can even see my cursor. There we go. It would have the VHF, UHF, maybe a little speaker right here, and then an on-off, a little on-off dial. It'd be volume too. Yeah, it'd be the volume, and then when you get to the off position, makes that satisfying clunk. Not even a click. It's just like, just had like a visceral childhood memory of the living room TV. You know, clunk, 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 you know, changing the channels, UHF, VHF, clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, it's a little bit off. You got to adjust the little knob built into the dial. Yeah, or the rabbit ears, or the big rabbit ears. And then, yeah, the volume on and off. Turn, and then go clunk. On one hand, it's like, oh, if only we still had that TV. On the other hand, boy, am I glad we have flat panels. Although, I really want a dumb flat panel TV. I really want a dumb TV. Yeah, nothing like turning on the TV and it being slow because of software updates. And they just get worse as time goes on. Uh-oh, we have unexpected timestamp values detected. Not included with the baseline profile. Oh, right below here is an error message. Timestamps will be skewed to correct the playback. Oh, for fragile battery nom nom. Yeah, see, right there. There's the error message. Fragile battery nom nom. And your router turns off at a random point, so next time your TV turns on, it needs you to reconnect it. No, so we have a TV that we had intended. We picked it up on like clearance or something, and we had intended it to use it as the like kids TV, but this was before we decided to very much limit their screen time. Yes. Although today I was like, man, we should kick them down to the basement here and have them watch what Paw Patrol or whatever on that TV. However, it'd probably take 20 minutes to start up an update. But no, the trick is that you have the TV, you turn the Wi-Fi off on the TV, and then you use a Roku or Fire Stick, which are much more resilient with updates. You use that for streaming. That's the big brain move. And it has worked out so well because the TV will like has much worse firmware or whatever, much worse wear than like we use Fire Stick. Just preference, I guess. Much worse wear for tear. And then you're only replacing like a $30, Roku Fire Stick, whatever, every few years, instead of trying to struggle through using a slow as hell TV. And you're trying to like go through the different apps. And then some of the apps, they won't even work on the TV anymore. Anyways, because the old, the old operating system is no longer supported. It's great. Rant over. Technology rant from a robot, a guy playing a robot on the internet. How about that, huh? Welcome in, Malform. Discussing old TVs and how I would like a flat panel TV. I mean, that shows my age right there. Flat panel. A modern TV, super nice and light, but I want it to be dumb. I want it to just be a TV. Now there's reasons that new TVs are so cheap and come loaded with spyware. Yeah, it's because they come loaded with spyware. I had a friend who worked, past tense, yeah, a big PC monitor. Very, very fair, very true. I had a friend who worked for a TV software company, and he said, yeah, they're projecting that in a few years, TVs will basically be free. At least the mid to low end TVs will basically be free. But the catch is they will be absolutely monitoring everything you do. And you will be okay with this because you got a cheap TV. Yeah. It is 100%. Ooh, I can point at chat. It is 100% that right there. The vid screen watches you. In fact, this won't be outing him or anything, but they did testing with people knew they were being tested. They signed the consent forms and everything. They did testing where they would have webcam watching you to see like your attention span, a focus group, right? To see when you got bored and picked up your phone, depending on what was on the TV, how often you looked at your phone, how often you were locked in on the TV screen, all that kind of stuff to get those metrics. Now that the webcam feature was only for testing for the focus groups, but we can definitely see that happening. Some social media apps do that already. Yeah. I actually haven't used TikTok in years because of that. I miss it. I miss TikTok because I had my algorithm dialed in. It was showing me just what I wanted to see, more or less. Not echo chamber kind of stuff. I'm not a politics kind of guy. But it was like basically showing me what I wanted to, doing its job. Well, doing its job for me. Doing its job to sell me stuff? No. This is why computers and robots will take over. It's because they are annoyed at the forced obsolescence and believe humans are the true obsolete ones. You're not wrong, Nix. I think that is a scary future. I think that could be a scary future right there. Yeah. Welcome to an ad break, by the way. Sorry if you're not turboed or subscribed. I like how clicking on things works now. Look at that. I can turn off these screens. I have to enable that for these. I don't think I have. I never hooked up these monitors. They're hooked up in the other office, right? They're also in a different spots. The monitors are switched. But yeah, see, ta-da! And if you look really close, you'll get a fuzzy screen because this maxed out at like 1024 by 768. But oh yeah, your new phone, right? Next. New phone because you have a VPN. Disabled all the trackers I could, and it popped up saying they can't accurately help me in my area if I do this. So depending on, for one thing, we use North American laws here because we don't care about privacy. I mean, that's just what we have here. We're in Wisco land here. For that, if you use a VPN, and let's see, how does that work? If you use VPN and the Wi-Fi calling, emergency services won't work. So like 911 and such. If you use Wi-Fi calling and you have your location enabled, then, or like minimal location enabled, there's like a bare minimum in the settings. Then emergency services, like 911 here, ambulance, fire, police, whatever. Then those will work here in the US. I also had something like that pop up when I turned on the Wi-Fi calling feature, because lo and behold, when I'm in the basement, I don't always get my cell signal. So Wi-Fi calling. Wi-Fi calling's nice now that I have the fiber. The fiber from eating my mini wheats. There we go. You know, the focus distance almost makes this look like it is, in fact, low resolution. I should put a filter on there. I should put a CRT filter. How would I go about doing that? I think the easiest way to put a CRT filter on this. Oh. Okay. So right now, how we're doing this is we're feeding the entirety of what you guys see. Where I gotta be looking up here. The entirety of what you guys see. We're just taking the OBS output and shoving it in through here, and it's looping back in, as one does. So it's looping back in here. Now, what I could do if I want to add in like a CRT filter is on the feed that's coming out of OBS, just throw a retro effects filter on there. I could probably do that right here. And it's cool that there isn't much of a delay. There should be almost no delay because we're using Spout. So it's not like recapturing the video. It's not recapturing the video. It's just the delay would be, let's see, it would be OBS chatting with Unity through Spout, because it's taking the video feed from OBS, like the rendered video frame, the rendered frames, yeah, and as it's, you know, broadcasting it, is simultaneously, or however much, taking those frames and sending it back into Unity. So it's like near simultaneous. Say, like you said, very, very low delay. It's there. You can start to see the delay when I have many, many, many of them. But that's, I don't think that's really a delay as it is a compositing. Yeah. I mean, it's a visual delay, but it's not like a hardware capture delay. It's a compositing delay because it's stacking the images. And when it takes that, the delay is multiplied. You know, it's like, oh, here's like a 0.2-second delay. Okay, well, now the frame behind it is an additional 0.2. Frame behind that is an additional 0.2. So then you get the cool, where is it? Nope, I just skipped past it. Nope, I skipped past it again. I need to label these darn things. I need to delabel these. Okay. So if we look at the little trailer right here. No, go away. There we go. Right here. There we go. See, that's an infinite void or an infinite mirror thing here going on, where the screen is slightly tilted, and it gave us that cool 60s hypnotic kind of look. Oh, hey, we snapped into focus. Why did we snap into focus? Interesting. Oh, I know why we snapped into focus. This camera is colliding with the ceiling. Yes. The camera is colliding with the ceiling, and that's why it's coming closer and further. And when it does that, it does affect the depth of field. Because I have that auto calculate based on distance. Yeah, I have that auto calculate based on the distance of between me or some point in my head and where the camera is. So that the most important, I am always in focus. But sometimes it acts a little odd and it'll snap. See, like right now, blurry. not blurry. Blurry. Sharp. So I went further away. It's it's a little tricky to lock down because it's not true depth of field. It's focal distance, sort of. It's not, okay, yeah, it's not depth of field, it's field of view. So it's a little tricky. I'm going to make an alternate mode where I'm actually moving the camera. Like when I go like this, when I zoom in and out. I'm going to do it sort of like maybe if I hold like control and I zoom and I do the scrolly wheel, it'll actually move the camera instead of just change the focal length or the field of view, sorry. I mean, if we do this though, we get like cool fisheye effects like this. Yeah. I should just stream like this. There we go. Welcome. Welcome to computer land. This is one of the fun things I love about working on this is just kind of the goofy jank. Yeah. It's not even scuff. Scuff is just when stuff doesn't work properly. This is just things we haven't discovered yet, haven't played with yet. Oh, and the screen's still going behind us here. See, wait for the camera. There we go. There, now you can see us a little better. But yes, let's work on our interface. Now, something I'm kind of torn about. How do I want to make the interface? How do I want to make the interface? Do I want to draw the interface? Or do I want to have it be 3D? I kind of want to have it be 3D. What do we have for TV assets? Buttons. I want buttons. Buttons. Give me buttons. Button. And no, not search. Button prefabs. Okay. Oh, we do not have a lot of buttons. Ooh, we got a toggle switch though. We got a nifty toggle switch. A slider. Okay, we got emergency button. Interesting keypad. Oh, why are my fans kicking in? Why are my fans kicking in? Why are we running so high? There you go. There, it calmed down. Okay. I had to check. Yes, we have some choices and basic buttons. What's this one? Is this a dial? Ooh, this looks like a volume kind of dial. Yeah, this is just going to be placeholders anyways until I just model some TV buttons. I do really like the idea of having a early 80s TV I was describing earlier. Let's find one. Let's find one. Let's incognito mode first. There we go. Let's see. Let's go 1980s. You know, I should just rewatch like Stranger Things or something. The first season where they really nailed that nostalgia. Okay, 1980s TV set. Oh, perfect. Ooh, now I have choices. Do we want the clicky turny dials, or do we want the little tiny buttons? I think we had one of each. Not at the same time, but here we go. 1980s Magnavox television. This is exactly what I was thinking about. Like tiny button in a row. Let's see if I can. Well, first we will open that link. Like tiny button in a row. I think. Where did I see? Where is it? There were a couple different things that I remember. Oh, we're gonna get AI. Trying to look to see if I. Let's see if this pulls up. No, I wanted that exact image. Why would you not give me that exact image? Wow. Open image in new tab? Okay. Okay. Like this. Except I remember one that had like a bunch of little buttons. But yeah, this is it. This is like channel and volume. This would have been a nice TV. You know, with a little LED display here, or LCD display right here. Power, channel, volume. Ooh. I wonder what year this. It said turned off retro TV set. I think it said like whatever. I do not see any name on here either, so they filed off the serial numbers. Now on the back of the TV, you would have had the tuners. You know, the vertical and was it vertical and horizontal hold and whatnot to make your screen go loopy loopy. However, this is this an actual TV? Oh yeah, this is an actual TV here. Oh, look at that glorious walnut, the glorious walnut wrap here. Oh, this is what we're doing. Oh goodness. Will it let me? Nope. You know how we get around that? You know how we get around not being able to right click? Dun dun dun. Snipped. I have it hotkeyed on my mouse. I have the snipping tool. Perfect. Not quite as I remembered because we didn't have this exact one. And unless my memory is completely off, the small numbers were on top and the big numbers were on bottom, at least on the set we had. I should see if I can find some old family photos with the TV in the background. It was pretty much this TV, but slightly different. I wonder what this little thing is, if this is just for looks. But yeah, you have the brushed aluminum, brushed chrome, whatever it's trying to be. The matte finish there, the shiny black, the walnut trim. Oh, honestly, I just want like the facade of this TV, like just the front of it. I don't want the whole big box thing. I just want the facade of this just sitting like framed on my wall. Oh, hey, we can scroll through all the pictures. Oh, here we go. They have the nice. They have the little dials here right at the bottom, so you can turn them right from the front, so you don't have to reach around the back. Oh boy, I put a quarter in the jar for that one. What is this, like a 15-inch? Yeah, probably says. Oh my, why have I never thought of this? 5 Minute Crafts, where are you? Oh my god. Wrap up the cords and put them in a toilet paper roll. That is genius. Okay. Oh, hey, product complies with applicable DHHS standards under the Badation Control for Health and Safety Act of 1968. Radiation. Oh yeah, it's a CRT. Yeah. Right. I was like, Badiation. I read good. There we go. January 1984 in Greenville, Tennessee, USA. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh no, we can't zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Gotta reset the. There we go. We are collecting reference images. Yes. We don't need to generate them. They already exist. So sad when I had to update my work Adobe suite, and every single product was now with generative blah 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 blah, enhanced generative blah blah blah. It's like, no, I'm the generator. I am the generator. It's like part of my job when I'm not doing dev stuff is creating logos and such. I am not going to generate a logo. I am still useful. Yes. It's all just wait. It's all just static in the end. Yeah, I'll workshop that one. But yes, we are definitely going to go with something like this. I love this. What else did we have? Should I have one of these laying around in the office here, in the factory office? Big old cabinet. I think both my grandparents had these. I don't think we did. No, we didn't. But both grandparents had these lovely things. I always wanted to, in later years, I wanted to make a fish tank. To get that. Was that Grumpy Old Men? Grumpy Old Men is where I saw that originally. And the one character says something to the effect of, why would you ruin a perfectly good TV? Or how are you supposed to watch TV on that, you know? Look at these glorious TVs. This one might have the clicky knob. You were getting a massive old CRT. You can play Duck Hunt on it. Can't play Duck Hunt on an LED. I mean, that is one cool thing with the Wii. Yeah, with the Wii, and you could, because they had a sensor bar, you could still play like Duck Hunt and stuff when they translated that. Did you ever have one with built-in VCR? Yes, I had a couple of them, because one of them I had for myself. Eventually, I picked up at a yard sale. Another one I picked up on moving out day at college, when people are just dumping anything they can't take with them, just putting on the curb, and then the curb scavengers come along and grab stuff. Got a couple lamps, got an extra TV that I gave to my sibling, and it wasn't lovely walnut finish. They were long gone by then. Whoa, that's sweet. Yeah, and then I could show it from the 80s because they didn't have them like that in the 80s. But yeah, no, it had they had placed a candle on the top of it and it melted through the plastic. The innards were fine, but there's like big old melt spot on top of the TV. And I was like, here, sibling. And they were like, yes, now I can play your old Super Nintendo. Here we go. Hitachi 19-inch from this. Oh, this looks closer to what we had, but I wouldn't be able to find the exact model without actually finding old photos. But yeah, the built-in VCR much later. No, the VCR that we must have had an earlier VCR because you popped open a little like access panel on top of it, and there were just like two or three rows, maybe 50 rows. A young Rusty thought it was the coolest thing ever. Little dip switches, probably for programming the remote or something. And that's also where like the tracking knobs were hiding. It was so cool. No, I don't want to click on Facebook. Are we in incognito? We are in incognito. Okay. You know? No. Come on. Sweet TVs. Yes. Ooh. We had, our TV was a lot like this. Okay, here's what I was talking about. Theater mode. There we go. So you got the big clickers. This is like UHF and VHF or whichever way. Welcome in, Laser Kiwi. And on the inside, there is an extra knob, I guess, on the inside, right here, and that's how you adjusted the frequency, to really dial it in. And we had one of our channels must have been like a faraway station or something, and so you had to always tweak it if you wanted to watch anything on that channel, and then of course tweak it back if you wanted to get all like 5 channels that we had growing up rural. So it did look a lot like this. Oh, it looked a lot, our old TV looked a lot like this. And here's the knob, the volume knob. It made a satisfying clunk when you turned it on and off and then moved the volume around. I thought ours had a remote, but maybe that was on the VCR or a later TV. Either way, now we have reference. And what we're going to do. Oh yeah, we always had the rabbit ears. So it'd be like the rabbit ears and then a little looked like an ohm, little circular halo kind of looking thing. So we had the rabbit ears, we had the little ohm looking thing. And then what else did we have? Whoa, we're walking a little crooked. I'll fix the tracking. There we go. The infinite for everybody here. No? There we go. Yes. Did we ever have... I thought we had an aerial on the roof, but either that came later or it got hit by lightning. The big, an aerial on the roof, kind of like these, which I still need to fix these. Let's do Pat Labor today, since we're talking about receiving cool signals. Yeah, look at that. We get all of the stations with these puppies. Yeah. Oh, network syndication. Yeah, where they're actually. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm mute here. Okay, that's funny. The muted doesn't follow the VTuber around. There we go. Not muted. I did steal that from Boom. A while ago now. Because how can you tell when you're muted? You have to look over and maybe see the little red X over in OBS. Maybe. Oh, here we also have the delay. Let's make it big. There we go. Yeah. So there's not much of a delay. Not much of a delay between instances. But the nice thing is these are not copies. This is just one video feed coming back in. And it's just being composited, stacked. But sent as just one image, So it's not using up infinite resources for the infinite mirror. Yes. And it just looks sweet. Okay. But what we're going to do is we are going to put TV controls over here. I'll probably have them toggle. So we can have the light mode. Light as in minimal mode. And then dial. Not volume, but probably on off. That way I can just click the on off. When I click it, it could play a little animation where it turns the knob and clicks out. It's nice. Oh, one of the things I did do. I put a solid back on the TV. So it wouldn't just be blazingly bright cyan or orange, depending on my mood. Yeah, I put a little backer on here. So it's one-sided now. It's one-sided and it has thickness. So I did do a couple things off stream, but not too much. Okay, I have to fix posture check. And to change some of these trap themes just loop a little too much. Question for you guys. How do you feel about showing Winamp in the corner over here if it's just like background music and not like, I don't want to say actual music, that is rude, but not music from different artists and whatnot, where it's just the royalty free background music instead of being a Spotify playlist or whatever. I should build a new playlist for 2026. There we go. We're a little funky. I should have Winamp visualizers. Just throw them in the corner of the screen. No, we have Winamp playing. Well, maybe we'll leave it up for a little bit. When I'm trying to make clips for promoting this, it's like sometimes it's just in the way, You get the nice nostalgia factor of Winamp, but sometimes it's taking up this whole chunk of the screen. So, and right now it's only capturing, see, it's coming from OBS. So it's only capturing just the main window. Yeah, see? Yeah. It is a big nostalgia factor. Yeah. One of the things I want to do is to bring it into the world. It really whips. It does whip the llama's ass. I should buy that. It's on sale right now. The Jeff Mintner story. It is on sale on Steam. It is on sale on Steam. Llama Soft. The what now? Yeah. Well, ads. Go figure. Let's see if we can do that again. Hold on. Let me. The what now? Yes. Yes. So Winamp, because of the visualizers, when they say it really whips the llama's ass, that is a reference. That is a reference to Jeff Mintner, a software and game dev or game maker from way back in the day. See right here. He also did visualizers. In fact, he did some of them for the original Xbox, I believe. Yeah, so he did music visualizers. He also did the Tempest games. What is this? Attack of the Mutant Camels. Like Centipede type games and stuff too. He did a ton of games. Here we go. Yeah, Centipede. Grid Runner, the Tempest games, Laser Zone. I have a few of these. I don't have a Jaguar. But so I think all of these games are on this game, which is a combination of game collection and documentary. There's also one called Atari 50, which I've talked about a long time ago. I should play through that on stream. I think that'd be fun. But Atari 50, I don't have this one because there's going to be interviews and stuff, and he's still alive, so they would have interviewed him, and it'd be awesome. Oh, yep. Okay, so Digital Eclipse also did the Atari 50 collection. Oh, and some other ones. But they have interviews, like from, yes, Tempest. The Tempest games are great. I think Tempest 3000 for the Saturn. It's over there on the bookshelf. And then, yeah, I've got the Atari, the one on the Atari, probably just Tempest. Yes, I have the Atari 50 collection, the 50th anniversary. I should play through that. Some of those games are not forgiving. Wow. They were designed to eat quarters. 100%. And also, I am not as good at those games anymore as I was when I was a little rusty. Like Dig Dug here was my jam. I played so much Dig Dug. What else do they have? They have a bunch of cool games. Oh man. Golden Tee. Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition. Wizardry? Full 3D remake of the Wizardry game. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Okay. Yeah, Digital Eclipse. That's kind of cool. I'll just post it in the chat. Why not? But yes, the Atari 50 collection for sure. And then I should buy the Jeff Mintner story. I have a couple of the games for the Commodore. Well, and also for like the Saturn and the Atari. But when I saw that pop up on YouTube or maybe on Steam, I was just like, why does that game look so familiar? And it looked so familiar because I have the cartridge for the Commodore. I have Grid Runner and Attack of the Mutant Camels. He had a thing for like llamas and camels in the games. He was, who knows, maybe there was a recreational medicine involved. Who knows? Okay, but for today, we're just having fun today. I think we're just having fun today. It's in between holidays. I'm wore out. What does this button do? What does this button do? Oh, I do have a lights out button. Okay, lights on, lights out. That resets position. What does this one do? I need tooltips. Any tooltips on mouse hover? I have tooltips. Why don't I just enable them on mouse hover? Right here. Right here. Okay. Let's go exploring. Should we go exploring? Let's go exploring. An exploration to see what the sky looks like, what the stars look like. Do they twinkle, or are they a steady light once you get outside the atmosphere? Okay. So previously on the Rusty Robot Factory project, we were listening to Electronica track 12. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, what is that? What is that? That is this. Did they really make buttons that you couldn't play with the buttons? Did they really make buttons that you couldn't play with the buttons? What are you? You. Buttons. They did. Why? Okay. I mean, I get why, but that's annoying. Okay, this is just gonna be a stand-in for now. Buttons that you can't play with the buttons. Okay. See, now the clock had separate hands. The minute hour hand was separate from, separate objects within the clock object. The button's apparently not. I bet the joystick's not. Let's see, how do I open prefab? There, open prefab. Yep. You can't toggle the toggle switch. I mean, it's easy enough to make. It's just annoying. I mean, it's why you buy asset packs, right? So you can actually just drop the assets in. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay, so what we're gonna do... if I'm going full placeholder, I should almost just go full placeholder. Okay, TV backer. Quad TV backer. Let's put this on the... Okay, there's two ways I can do this for making buttons. I can make them 3D, or I can make them as a canvas. And then a canvas, I can do all sorts of things with, sliders and whatnot. But it'd be 2D. But it would be 2D. Okay, we are going to... Let's see, what do we want? Do we want squares or cylinders? Let's do cylinders. What does it give us? What does it give us for cylinder controls? We're, in the long run, that is amusing. Let's get out of there. Let's put it in here. The things you forget. The things you forget happen. Scaling. Scaling happens. Okay, where was I? But yes, I will definitely just use these as placeholders and then fix it later. Okay, what do they give us for the mesh? Can we control how many sides we have? We do. Well, no, that's a collider. Interesting. when you drop in primitive objects, and I guess it makes sense, you would only use you should probably only use primitive objects for gray boxing, for just laying out. Yeah, for just laying out things. You shouldn't be using them necessarily as finished objects. You should be modeling them in different software, etc., etc., etc. And I will definitely do that later. So I'm going to make a couple different variations. I'm going to make like Windows, maybe Windows like 3.1, Windows 95 3.1, the minimize, maximize, close buttons. That'll be one option. Ooh, these should be point redeems. Yeah, these could be point redeems. And then what would be another good one? Minimize, maximize. Minimize, maximize. Okay, so like different skins, different themes. So like the Windows Windows 95 or whatever is probably the Windows mode, because they're all on the same side. They'd be up in this corner. And then the TV being something like this, except these be bigger. Yeah, these would be bigger here. For like VHF and UHF. I mean, I can use them for whatever. Obviously, not actual VHF, UHF, but it'd be the look, right? So, yeah, these are just going to be stand-ins. I'm going to make a skin for like that Magnavox TV. I like that idea. Where did that end? Screenshot folder. Doko. Yes. Yes. Push to fine tune, pull on volume. Really? What? This one you pulled. This one you pulled. Pull on volume. Yeah, like it said, right? So the volume was twisting it, but to turn it on, you had to pull, and obviously to push off or to turn off, you had to push it in. Push auto fine tune. Auto fine tune. Does that mean it had some kind of way to see that it was getting a clear signal? That is nifty. You know, things that we don't think about these days, right? Because digital. Things you don't think about unless you play games like Voices of the Void, right? Right? You get the frequency and the polarity. Yeah. Some good old retro futurism or cassette futurism. Oh, and it's going to bother me if these don't line up. What are you at? Red, which is red? X. 60. I was close. I was so close. 605. Okay. Since we're just gray boxing this, super easy. Okay, so we need to build this into on off. We'll call it on off. We need to build this into the prefab, so all the TVs have it. So I'm going to need a way to, maybe an invisible button in the corner, in one of the corners, to toggle the interface. Because I don't want this interface hanging out the whole time. That'd be annoying. I think that'd be annoying. Yes. Okay, so what we can do is start putting on scripts because we have scripts. Some of them are even in the scripts folder. Toggle on off and actually we just need the toggle on off. Okay. So you quad TV initial state on. It's that easy. It is that ridiculously easy. No, we don't have that in all of them. And we don't have it in the prefab. Now, if you're not familiar with Unity, a prefab is, well, we were looking at them before. We were looking at them. Where are we? Hello. We were looking at prefabs before, so that's the asset, not the objects in the game or the stage, environment, whatever you want to call it. But it is anytime you want another one, you just drag the prefab onto the screen, the main screen. Look. Ta-da! We has buttons. And theoretically, if I point the camera just right, it should tell us. There it is. Turn off. Boop. Or I can. Oh no, I can't click on it yet because I didn't hook that up. But we have in fact removed our TV with the off button, as one would expect. As one would expect. But no, I definitely like the idea of putting the little Windows control panel up in the corner. But that, that might have to be two-dimensional. So I might make that a canvas, because then I can just apply different skins pretty easy. Although applying different models is really easy too. So. Decisions. Let's try it both ways. Why not? Round. Let's make a little square. Might as well be a quad. It doesn't need to be anything else. Right about there. Put a quad on the quad because I heard you like quads. Okay. Button. Off. Because it definitely won't be on. No, I can't pause the video feed. I mean, I pause the video feed, but it's globally. Should workshop that too. Where's pen? Pause stream feed. I wonder if it can do that. I wonder if it can take an image. Basically a screenshot. Take an image and just store that there without disabling all of the video feeds, the spout feed coming in and out. What spout does is it just leaves the last, stays in memory. The last frame stays in memory. That's what that's doing. Okay. Interesting. The interesting things we're thinking of here. And that is a really quiet track. Assuming we can actually hear the music, I should probably check. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's definitely my voice. Okay. Every now and then you just need to do a sanity check, right? And now we need to reset our tracking. I gotta say, so much less drift than our first experiments with non-traditional tracking. When I was using the Nintendo Joy-Cons, it was like, I wanted to say 3.5 minutes to do for my torso to do a full 360. That was amusing. This. Are we in? Yes, we're up there. Okay. Put you like right there somewhere. Not that it matters because we're not applying texture to it, I think. It just has to be clickable. Applicable. Clickable and not clickable by accident would be preferred. Hall effect mods for Joy-Cons. That would make some chunky Joy-Cons. I've replaced the joysticks on my Joy-Cons twice before we gave up. Before we gave up, what we've ended up using instead is we bought just wireless controllers that are Hall effect. In fact, I just bought another one because our oldest is playing games with us now. It's very cute. But the PlayStation, basically the PlayStation DualShock shape of controller is too big for their little hands. So 8-bit Do, which I love, or 8-bit Do, like Nintendo 8-bit Do. They have Super Nintendo shaped controllers with the joysticks. You missed the Hall effect talk? I was talking about I started talking off with the Joy-Con drift when I was using a Nintendo Joy-Con for tracking. And my body would do a full rotation in about 3.5 minutes because that's how bad the gyros were drifting. But yeah, so we ended up going with third-party Joy-Cons. And then, just, when we're just sitting on the couch and the Switch is hooked up to the TV, you just use 8-bit Do. I love their controllers. 8-bit Do. We have a couple of different controllers from them, like a PlayStation style and then Super Nintendo style, but with the little bitty joysticks. But yeah, Malform, did you get third party or replacement components? And they're the same size? Because those things are tiny. I had to use a magnifying glass when I was replacing the little joypads. Joypads? The joysticks and the Joy-Cons. Welcome in. What kind of game is this? this is my streaming environment project. Let me give you a little tour after I hit the save button. What we're going to do. We were going to... Hold on, we have to add in a toggle here. Your name. Well, Jigglybits. Yes, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, add in that. We are doing some Heisenberg quantity. We are doing some Unity dev, but what we're doing is we're using full motion tracking like a VTuber. Now, granted, I'm not a cute anime girl, but we have a slightly different aesthetic. So here we have a whole factory, the Rusty Robot factory. Well, we don't have a whole factory. We have the mostly intact parts of the factory. And we're taking our motion tracking, like the little guy in the corner of the screen who's coming from VSeeFace, and we're bringing that into Unity with a bunch of custom stuff. And now we can walk and talk also. So that was exciting when I finally got that working. But yes, no, I'm basically building a game streaming environment kind of thing. Twitch is the game. There you go. It kind of is. It kind of is. Let's make the screen big. There, so we've got different environments. For one thing, nice, clean video export from my software to OBS for streaming. That's part of it. And then we're working on streaming within this environment, so we're not just overlaid over. Oops. So we're not just overlaid over everything. Excuse my zombie walk. It's a work in progress. There we go. Ta-da! Stream within a stream within a stream. Let's see. Are you exporting transform data from that external program or getting that internally through Unity? So what we're doing is we're letting VSeeFace do a lot of the heavy lifting. VSeeFace is the how do you call it? The aggregate. So what we're doing is we have an iPhone for the face tracking that, you know, I'm using. Whoa, okay, that's a bit much. Let's go in a different area here. Somewhere. Yeah, let's go to this office. I like this office. So we are using an iPhone. Yeah. We're using an iPhone for the face tracking so we can, you know, squint and smile and sort of smile and do the head tracking and all that kind of stuff. We have a Leap Motion hand tracker. It does a pretty good job. Now, let's see. Oh, and then just for fun, I am wearing a couple of trackers. They're actually cell phones. I'm using a couple trackers to get a little bit of extra motion out of this. And for walking around, we're just using the keyboard. See? Works much smoother if I use a controller, but ta-da! And so we built this whole little environment that we can play around in. Oh, and we can turn our TVs on and off now. That's exciting. Very exciting. But let's see. So that data is coming into VSeeFace, and then VSeeFace is passing that tracking data on into via OSC, and I have a receiver set up in Unity here to take all the rotational data for the tracking, and then I'm combining that with the controller, you know, so I can move around the controller data, and that's what you get. That's how you get this. So that's kind of like the summary of it. And I've been building this over the last, year and a half now? Year and a half or so? Starting from scratch, learning Unity. Only a couple hours a week, unfortunately. But here we are. And it's just for fun. and coding practice, I suppose. Eventually, I do want to make a bit of a game out of this. I did want to release like a Tales of the Rustyverse or something like that. I think that would be fun. Using the environment, but not all the sophisticated tracking, of course. Oh, it is complex as hell. And I'm a software dev at my day job, so I don't mind the programming. But yeah, it's kind of a. I mean, this is the hobby. This is the game. For me, this is the game. Is making the game, kind of. And then chit chatting, showing it off. Oh, and there's so much more to it that we've experimented with over time. It is. I forget some of the weird stuff that we've done here. Sounds extensive for a normal everyday gamer. This is extensive just because I've built so much into it. Turn off. Oh, that is. I am pointing at a game trigger here somewhere, probably for these guys. Turn on, turn off. But yeah, if you have any questions, ask away. That's why I do this live. Meant to be a tool for the stream. Yes, I'm just catching up on chat here. A tool for the stream. Yes, this is my streaming environment. So if I want to just play it when I play a game. Whoops, that is not the right spot. Come on, get back in the window. There. So if I'm just playing a game, I will be in the corner here. Here, let me make it less confusing. There. There's a little guy right. Oh, now you can't see him. There he is. Little gremlin right here. That's the stand-in for the camera. So, traditional streamer style, webcam in the corner for playing, in front of a game. But what we're working on is, oh, I can just plop it anywhere now. Hold on. What we're working on is bringing it back. So we got a TV screen here, essentially, of what you guys see. See? Ta-da! Come on, tracking. Ta-da! And now I can rotate it around and reposition it a little bit. And I can reposition myself if I press the right button. There we go. See, now I can stand beside the screen. Kind of. We need to tweak some settings here. So normally the game would be here. So whatever game we're playing will be here. And I'll be like here. Thanks. This is fun. This is fun. Okay, how do I... There we go. That should put me back where I belong. But one of the things we're starting to work on... Where are we? Starting to work on right now, after much chit-chatting and rambling, of course, as I do, is TV controls. Oh, okay, this is funny seeing that pop up in the back here. So what we're doing is we're kind of getting an approximation for TV stuff. How I want the screen to look. So I'm going to make different overlays for this screen here. And come on, who doesn't love this? I mean, yeah, the knobs might not be clicky knobs. Maybe they will be. Maybe every time you click it, it advances. That's actually a really good idea. But actually a good idea would be maybe one knob rotates, it enables rotation. Maybe this one does translation. And then this is the off button. Oops, which I forgot to add the toggle. Like a TV program. Yeah. And I'm going to add in interactivity where you guys can use channel points and what redeems or whatnot to do stuff. Like a lot of the cool people who do this interactive stream environment do. Like, let me just give Fruitsy a shout out here. Shout out. Fruitsy Collins. Ooh, gosh, I hope I spell her name right. Yes, okay. Fruitsy has an awesome stream. They do different aesthetic, but very cool interactive chat interactive environment while they're streaming. Yeah, they have a cool aesthetic. And then gonna have to wait for the cooldown timer, so I'll just give Dead Sun a shout out like this. Will that work? It did work. Okay. And then Dead Sun Prime. So both Fruitsy and Dead Sun are using Unreal. And you know, while I've got you here, we do have a Discord for the bunch of us. And a lot of other cool people doing similar stuff hanging out in the Discord. Bam. There. I think that covered all my streamer things. Oh, neat. Yeah, another cool streamers, Doijin Swift. Oh, I haven't been able to catch them in a long time. I think they started streaming well, they're in Europe, so time zones don't quite match up with me, unfortunately. I did not hook up this button. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this there we go. Toggle it off the old-fashioned way. Did I ever fix instantiate chair? Oh geez, I repurposed code for instantiate chair. Okay, so sadly we will no longer fill up the office with chairs. Sadly. Oh, Nix, same. Yeah, I pop into their streams whenever I can, but usually they start at like 3 a.m. my time, and they're wrapping up. You know, as I'm like getting into work. Is this the big dumb TV you were talking about? The big dumb TV? You mean Rusty? Oh, but what we can do is we can plop a TV anywhere now. So boom. Oh geez. And it comes with physics. It comes with physics. Can we stop physics? I think we can stop physics. There we go. So when we rotate it, there we go. Feedback loop. But yes, I can now instantiate, meaning make a copy of as many as I want. It used to be instantiate chair, but now I repurposed the code instead of, oh, there we go. I repurposed the code instead of writing fresh code. There we go. Get out of here. But yeah, we're gonna have buttons on the side so we can better control them. Oh, and turn them off so I can click on it and turn it off. Because otherwise I have no way of getting rid of these at the moment. They just kind of will be here. A DVD logo that bounces around the screen, but it's a physical object. We could. Yeah, you'd have to set like, okay, why aren't the colliders working? Why aren't the colliders working on these? There it goes. Colliders. Knocking stuff over. That's, yes. I'm gonna write that one down. DVD logo. But in 3D. It would be so easy to do in 3D too. Now, how would you get it to pong around the environment? I guess I would actually have to look up reflection code, so it would properly hit the angle and fix it to camera space. This rectangle? No, I love these rectangles floating all over the place. That is part of the Rusty robot experience. But for fixing it to camera space, well, actually, I would just go like this. Scale. Okay. I am drawing right now. So, where are we? Where are we? We're everywhere. I really need a spawn or a teleport point over here. I got rid of... I got rid of it. So it looks 2D from the... I could definitely do that. Oh, a malform. Set each object to have X or Y collide on collision next. Okay. Oh, to make the DVD bounce around. Another fun thing is attach it to this camera. Then I don't need to recast a thing, because it would just be attached to this camera. So it would always be in the background. Because this is my main camera, the third person follow camera. Unless, speaking of things I forgot that I had, boom. I haven't used this in forever. It's our Borderlands intro. Oh, and we're definitely human. This is random text over here. We are definitely human though. Man, I haven't used that button in forever. Gosh, that's one of the first things I did. That is one of the first things I did. Hold on, let's do it this angle. It's got little blood or paint splashes coming in and out of the background. It's pretty neat. Here, let's see what it looks like here. Here's what it looks like. See? Up next, news at 10. Transition next program. Yeah, it could be also. Yeah. When you switch shades, juice up the colors and edges. Oh yeah, right now it's. I think I did this in Clip Studio like real quick. It needs more lighting. It's really dark right here, but I love that it casts the shadows because there's the two different paint objects. You can see them animating in and out over this, this quad with a desaturated background on it. No, let's get some more lighting in here. Let's bam, there we go. I turned the lights on. Cell shade mode. There we go. Definitely human. It should be random every time, but it does not. Oh, it's random per I think it's random per instance, per game start. So when I hit the play button in Unity. Yeah, it's 3 layers, and they just move at slightly different speeds with using the animator here. But going for the Borderland, the Borderland character splash look, kind of. I mean, that's what inspired me. So if you look, the image moves a little bit, and the paint splats come in and out of the background. Yeah. But yeah, Borderlands. Love me some Borderlands. And they do it different in every game. It is slightly different in every Borderlands game. I have not played Borderlands 4. That makes me a little sad. I should do that someday. What was I going to do? What was I going to do? I got distracted. Let's go here. Okay. Nope. Oh, wow. We bounced right into that. Okay. Go back here. I got to get my shortcut key straight. Okay. Lock the camera. We could add in a lot more widgets if we just made an on-screen or a 2D canvas like this for the TV. Where I just click a little like let's say there's an expand button, like a little hamburger menu or whatever in the corner, and then it would expand out this menu. Because like this one. Hi. Our controls. See? And we're overlaid over everything because I can go, here we go. To illustrate what we're doing, Ta-da! This is my Windows background, my desktop background for my Unity shenanigans here. Okay, there we go. Oh, and then reset. Very important. Okay. I think I've got a good idea for that. What do you? Oh, scale. That was going to be the third button. The third button. So maybe rotate to enable rotation. Ah, now you can't see me. So switch back to neutral colors here. So maybe rotation. So we grab here instead of just anywhere. Maybe. I guess that would prevent accidental clicking. So power off the screen. Scale. And then rotation. I guess the difficulty would be, or not difficulty, the choice. The choice would be 2D or 3D. 3D would be cooler, and we're low poly anyways, so it's not like it'd be taking up a huge amount of resources. Yeah. Button prefab. Where is this one? Let's throw one of these in here and see what it looks like. Yeah, it got squished. It got squished. Platforms. Now throw it in Quad TV. Unity quirks. Unity quirks. Oh, that is tiny. And again, placeholder. Placeholder. Yeah, because I'm the more I think about it, the more I want to actually model these and not have them be 2D. Be easier to do 2D because it could just take essentially that screenshot, not screenshot, the picture of the TV, doctor it up a little bit, separate the button layer so it would turn. Whereas this, for instance, as I play with the scale, or the rotation, this would turn. And there'd be a backer behind it. So maybe we should just go like this. Put it on top of the screen. No, maybe not on top of the screen. There'd be something behind it, so it would it wouldn't be just floating in space. I like that idea. I really like that idea. Okay. So where is Draggy? Okay, Draggy script. So let's put Draggy on there. Copy component. Select. Add component. Actually, we can just put Draggy. Draggy. So this top one will be draggy, except getting it to rotate while we're dragging, I'll have to add some extra code. You won't see it anyways. I'll put a pin in that. Okay. We're going to remove that. But you need an event trigger. Click. Whoops. Nope, oh, shoot. There you go. On-off round. On-off round. Good grief. Everything is scrolling way too much. Here we go. On-off round. Toggle on-off. Interact, because that is how the script is written. Okay. Let's go hide in the top left. Hide in the top left. Save. No, we got, darn. Okay. I gotta put this in the prefab. Yep, darn. Okay. One last thing here. We're going to copy that. Open the prefab in place, which is nice that you can do that. We're going to paste. It puts it in the same spot. Thank you. Okay. Scene mismatch. Okay, we're going to put this right here. Initial state is on. We're going to turn it off. I'm probably going to hide this so that it doesn't flash up the tooltip text on the bottom, or interactive text. But we can do that later. Okay, that should... Toggle on off. Interact. Okay, that should do it. So now anytime we instantiate one, it should show up with a power button, which is kind of just floating there for now, but let's test. Let's try. I wonder, what if? Let's try. In fact, let's just try it right here. Is there a power button? No, there is not. Why is there no power button? Why? Why? Oh, wow, that is something. Okay. Oh, wait, there's a power button. I had it backwards. It's kind of hiding right there. Okay. But did it kill all of them? No, it didn't. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. We definitely need to work on that scale button, too. Why is it popping them in backwards? It must be the only way it fits. Yeah, it must be like the only way that it fits within these tiny spots. Let's go outside. Go outside to an area we just never use for some reason. There it goes. Yep, there's the power button. It's... You know what else we have? You know what else we have we never use? Hold on. We have a flashlight. Where's the... Okay, so that power button is right there. No, right there. Ta-da! If we click that, click. Ta-da! Yay! I guess instead of a flashlight, we could use the laser pointer. Laser pointer, laser pointer, or laser pointer, laser pointer. Laser, laser, laser. The laser pointer. This I am excited to use more often. Especially here. So we can point at things on the screen. Come on. It's misbehaving. Why is my laser pointer misbehaving? Do I have to turn around? Maybe I have to turn around and point here. There we go. Ah, that's why. So when someone redeems a Wisco fact, we can just point to Wisconsin and be like, over there, as you see, or hold this thought, hold this thought. Ah, no. Hold this thought. Screenshots. Here we go. Look it. I can point at this TV. Look at this beautiful TV here. Isn't it beautiful? We can point at it because it's brought into OBS. See, look, and you can. Oh wow, I have to really like bend my wrist funny. I have to adjust the offsets for this laser pointer. Look, click the off button, we can close it. The ping longer. I think I'm due for a Futurama rewatch. Okay, so look in the corner of the top left corner of the screen. You know, this is the VTuber straight out of VC Face. And then the bottom left, you know, looking away from you, hi, I guess we're all waving, you know, is coming from my software and hence laser pointer. It's a little slow. It's a little slow, but that's okay. And then turn off laser pointer. We're not clicked in. Okay. There. No laser pointer. Well, on that note, we got the TV to work. We could do a picture-in-picture screen here as we... There we go. We can display the stream over what we're actually playing. Whoa! Oh no! We've introduced a problem. The button has a collider on it. So now it's the button. The button we just added is kind of being problematic. At least we can get rid of these things now. There. All cleaned up. One of the missions successful. Oh, and do you like how I can walk around the stream and still be here? One of my secret oh, hey, wait, let's just try it. Let's just try it before we end the stream here. Yeah. Look at us using a controller. You know what? Let's make this official. Oh, what was that? What the heck was that? Oh, yeah. Look at... Okay. Meta. We've got a controller. We're controlling ourselves with the controller. How cool is that? Oh, and we're glitching out because it has collider issues. There we go. There. Look it, I'm a remote control robot. I'm a remote control robot. Can I jump? I can jump. I'm a remote control robot. I'm playing my video game. And we're glitching out at certain angles. That's interesting. Dun dun dun. Hand tracking. If I hold the hand just right, I guess. Jump. Which one's run? This one's run. Whee! Oop. No, stop glitching. Stop glitching. There we go. Jump, Rusty, jump. I think this is a... Wow, that is... Issues. This is a good place to end the stream, right? Good enough? Good place to end the stream? But one of the things I did want to try, I haven't tried in a while. Okay, okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Look, Mom, no hands. How is he doing this? Oh, this is like magic or something. I've been waiting so long to merge animation and tracking. How are we doing this? I'm using my toes. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Would use my toes to move the joystick again. Yes. And on that glorious note, I have to work in the morning, so let's go find somebody to raid. Been wanting to do that for so long. Get everything working nicely. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Let's oh geez. That's still there. Those are also still there. Let's go find a new place to haunt the stream though. Where's a good spot? Where's a good spot? Here? Here? Maybe? Maybe make it a little brighter. This is a good spot. This is a good spot. Some chemicals, some falling down things, some branding. I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, let's go find a raid a target. I want to thank you all for stopping by, hanging out. Good times. Good times. Let's see. Next stream will probably be Friday night. It's currently Monday night. Probably Friday night. Let's go raid Boom. Boom is live? Boom is live. Let's go raid ourselves a Boom. Raid message or raid message. What's raid 2? Any of those works. I'm gonna do Nodders. No, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by and hang out. We're gonna go raid Boom. Looks like she's working in Blender right now. Happy New Year to all y'all too. Yeah, and I'll see you in. I'd like to stream Wednesday, but I don't know if that'll fit. So probably see you next year. Yes, for some Dungeon of the Endless, most likely, unless I really get an itch to do some of this. All right, let's go raid Boom. Say hi. Usually she's up to some crazy Unreal shenanigans doing this kind of stuff, only way better and more chaotic. But yeah, let's go say hi to Boom.